So fairway bunkers, quite a tough shot to hit, especially if you have quite a long way to the green. I know what it's like if you've landed in a fairway bunker and you've got about 200 yards left to the green. You're looking at it thinking, how on earth am I going to advance this up the fairway? But we can help you with it, and I guarantee if you follow the steps in this video, you'll start hitting better shots when you're in this situation. With fairway bunker shots, the number one thing that you should be thinking about is contact. We want to make solid contact. We do not want to take any sand if possible, or certainly no sand until we've actually struck the golf ball. You can take some after you've hit it. But if you get any of that sand in between the ball and the club face, the ball's going to go nowhere. So that's the first thing I want you to be thinking about is contact. If I just was to get into a basic setup, if I was going to hit an iron shot, so I've got the ball in the middle of my stance, knees flexed, standing quite comfortable over the golf ball. The difference with this shot is we are in a bunker. So the first thing we're going to do is wriggle our feet in a little bit, just to give us a nice steady base. That's what we're trying to do. We don't want to lose our balance with the shot. Now, with a greenside bunker shot, I would advise to really dig your feet into the bunker. But in this situation, you do not want to do that quite as much. So I would say just wriggle the feet in just slightly, just to give yourself a bit more balance. But what we don't want to do is put our feet in so much that we get closer and closer to that sand, because the idea here is to pick the golf ball off the top of the sand. So that's the first thing I want you to think about, is just wriggle the feet in ever so slightly. To counteract that, because you're going to be lower and closer to the sand, you can just grip down the golf club a little bit. Now let's talk about ball position. Now, golf coaching 101. If the ball is back in your stance, you're usually going to be steeper. You're going to create a steeper angle of attack, and that's going to take some of the loft off the club. Now, in this situation, we want to have quite a shallow angle of attack because we're trying to pick the golf ball off the top of the sand. So what I want you to do with your ball position is just move it forward ever so slightly. I'm not talking about a lot. I don't want you to go from the middle to then the left heel as if you were hitting a driver, just a little bit. It's just going to help promote that shallow angle of attack that we're trying to get. Now for this shot, you might have heard coaches talk about staying quite quiet with the lower body. What they mean by that simply is that you just don't want too much leg movement during this swing. Now, what I would say is you also don't want to be too rigid. I don't want you to be standing over the shot with the feeling of keeping those legs so still that they're not going to move at all. That's not a good idea because you're already playing a tough shot. You might be a bit nervous if you're under pressure, and doing that is really not going to help you. So you can allow the hips to turn as they usually would in the swing. The legs are going to flex a little bit. That's all fine. I would say go for that. But what you might want to focus on is just feeling like you stand a little bit taller in this shot. So you're not going to lose loads of height in the backswing and then come into impact and really dip down, because you are going to catch the sand before you hit the ball if you do that. So just feel like you stand slightly taller. I remember Butch Harburn giving a lesson on these shots, and he said what you should think about when you hit the shot is that there's a pane of glass below your feet and you don't want to crack that glass. You want to just clip the golf ball off the top of the sand. So let's give it a shot, see if I can get the golf ball going down the fairway. And that's fine. So as I say, the main thing was it wasn't the straightest golf shot in the world, but I got it out the bunker. I've hit it maybe 170, 180. So in this situation, if I was playing around and I had a chip from there to try and save par or make birdie on a par 5, I would be delighted with that. You can do this too if you just stick to the things that I've just talked about. But if you have any questions at all, as always, drop them in the comments section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Good luck with it. I hope it helps you out. Remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video as well, and we'll see you next time.